So this new program that you guys are running, this My Freedom, I think really does bring innovation and an experience to it. Can we go into that a little deeper as far as like what the program is? How did you get creative? I would love to be a fly on the wall during this meeting.
Yeah, no, Jason, that program has been going for a number of years, trying to get it to iteration and to launch. And yesterday we did launch. We started the borrowing aspect of it, a pilot program that we're running in Texas, and it's a really unique sort of innovation program. And to be a part of that with the journey and finally, to have its culmination and out in the marketplace is cool. When you're a dealer, you've always got your reps coming in and talking to you about market share and this and that. And as a dealer, as a manager, you just say, I don't want to hear about share. Tell me about how many cars I can sell, how much money I can make, and that sort of aspect of it. But as a manufacturer, we look at things more or less from like, well, how much share? How are we going to increase share? How are we going to get more vehicles out there? How are we going to do that? And we looked at the amount of what our targets for sales worldwide. And we thought, we can't simply just create more share or more demand just by coming out with different things. And we looked at the retail models and we looked at what's been out there now. And the landscape really hasn't changed in the last 20, 30, 40 years. I mean, you've got retail purchase and you've got financing and you've got leasing. Now, there are some forays into subscription and that kind of stuff, but we haven't really seen the entry into that. And so that's really what the program and the My Freedom program does, is it gets into the subscription and gets into sort of that peer-to-peer and the borrowing aspect of it. And so the one that we're running in the Texas program, it's a very unique program. Now, the idea is that and dealers listening love this. The idea is that as great as the Wrangler is off-roading in its capabilities, there are some aspects of it. Let's say for a two-door Wrangler, it just doesn't have the size that you need. So there might be some components or some days where you might need a pickup truck. You might need to put some mulch in the back or something like that. So to help and augment the Wrangler's capability, what's going on with the program is that you purchase a Wrangler, and then you're going to get 6 credits or 6 tokens. These 6 credits and 6 tokens are good for daily use, sort of use rates of another vehicle from the dealership. So essentially, you can come in and then you can reserve like a pickup truck to use for a day. That's awesome. You can use a Dodge Challenger for let's say a date night. You've got family and the in-laws coming into town. You can use a credit to take home a Grand Caravan or a Pacifica to move that around. So it really augments and helps push the vehicle into that there. And we have I would argue that the Stellantis brands has the largest fleet covering the most amount of markets. So we can offer a very large, wide range of vehicles that you need for almost any purpose. And it just gives another reason for the management and the stores to help close that deal. So, for instance, Jason, if you were looking for at a two-door Wrangler, and
which is a beautiful
your spouse is going, "Are you crazy? There's not enough room for the kids." As a salesperson, I can say, "Well, hey, Jason, how many days a week do you think that you're going to need to go on a road trip?" Well, we go on a road trip maybe 4 or 5 days a year. Well, if you had a Grand Caravan for those 4 or 5 days, would that be enough to suit your needs? Well, yeah, I think it would.